Hello everyone, this is Dr. Alex Avila with Love University, and we're back. I'm an author, psychologist, and speaker. Every week we talk about how to love ourselves, others, and a higher nature, how to improve our finances, career, health, relationships, and spirituality. We've been talking about my book, GuyTypes, 4 Ways to Find the Love of Your Life. How to identify the ideal person for you based on their personality type, and also how to know if they're compatible with you. And today we're going to be talking about a certain personality style called the Meaning Seeker, the soulmate who does it with feeling and intuition. If you want a loving, philosophical, and sweet kind of mate, then the Meaning Seeker, intuitive feeler, could be the one for you. If you're a Meaning Seeker as well, then they could be your perfect match. So let's say you're out in the outside world and you talk to people and observe them. How do you know if that attractive person is a Meaning Seeker? First of all, you need to find out if they're intuitive. Now, people who are intuitive see the world through their imagination, creativity, and sense of what is possible. They like to talk about their dreams for the future and about improving things. They live for their ideas. They may love psychology, philosophy, spirituality, and the arts, and things that can make a difference in the world. The other thing you want to find out is, are they a feeler? Do they make decisions primarily by their emotions and their feelings and values? The feeling person places a high importance on relationships and how they will be affected by what they say or do. They are cuddly, affectionate, and sensitive people. The feeler also may cry at the movie that you think is corny, but that's the way they like to experience life, through their emotions. So if they have both the intuition and the feeling, they are what we call the Meaning Seeker. So what's so wonderful about a Meaning Seeker personality? Well, first of all, they're often deep philosophical thinkers. They may be psychologists, philosophers, teachers, artists, spiritual leaders, poets, or they may be involved or lead humanitarian and charitable organizations. They are often romantic, loving, and spiritual. They see you as a complete person, mind, body, and soul. The love you share with them will be deep, and you may even develop the amazing love known as agape, unconditional love, in which both of you love each other in an absolute no-holds-barred way, in this lifetime and even in eternity. Also, the Meaning Seeker lives for romance. They are in love with love. They dream of that perfect, ideal love. Yet this notion of idealized love is not something they can take or leave. It is vital to their growth and happiness. It is a nourishment they can't live without. The worst thing that can happen to them is to have an uninspiring, commonplace relationship, one that is flat, stale, and lifeless. Here are some other excellent mate qualities that the Meaning Seeker has. First of all, they put you in the relationship first. They tend to be selfless. And their first thought is, how will this affect my partner? They're also true romantics. They have a flair for creativity and creating ambiance on dates with special touches, like personalized gifts, notes leading you on a mystery romantic hunt. They are the epitome of romance. Also, the Meaning Seeker likes to talk about big ideas. They will engage you in deep conversations about psychology, philosophy, the arts, spirituality, and the meaning of life. They can discuss topics ranging from love and hate, heaven and hell, heart and soul, tales and legends, beliefs, possibilities, fantasies, and symbols and archetypes. Another positive thing about them is that they exude enthusiasm. They have a delightful, contagious enthusiasm about life and the possibilities of your relationship with them. They are motivational, inspirational, and charming all at the same time. And they're able to lift your spirits when you're down and pull you up even higher when you're already feeling good. They can also gift you with empathy and compassion. They can put themselves in the shoes of others, and they will sense that you've had a hard day at work as soon as you walk in the door. They can prepare a nice bath for you and give you a back rub without you even saying anything, because they know you're tired and you need the support. They also help you achieve your fullest potential. This type places a high value on discovering and living their true identity, while helping you do the same. Whether the term you use is self-actualization, self-realization, or achieving oneness, they often dedicate their life to finding and fulfilling their trueness, making sure that you, as their love partner, also live to your fullest potential. And finally, generosity is their middle name. They are a giver. They love to give, even more than receiving. Whether it's specialized gifts, words of affirmation, or emotional support, the Meaning Seeker thrives on giving all they have to their soulmate. So where do you meet this wonderful Meaning Seeker? First of all, Meaning Seekers enjoy events, groups, and activities that revolve around psychology, philosophy, spirituality, the arts, and making a difference in the world. You can meet them on online meetup groups, as well as offline organizations, related to political, charitable, human potential, and humanitarian issues. Some good meaning seeker places include the Red Cross, American Cancer Society, American Heart Association, Greenpeace, Save the Whales, the Peace Corps, as well as spiritual, self-help, religious, and humanitarian groups and events, retreats, and expos. Other favorite venues for meaning seekers include museums, art galleries, and the theater. Also check out book lover clubs, signings, and events, especially those related to religious, spiritual, or self-help, human growth topics. You can also try concerts, lectures, fundraisers, wine tastings, art gallery openings, food connoisseur groups, dance classes, pet shows, human potential groups, and psychology organizations like the APA, American Psychological Association. They're also likely to be socially and politically active, including organizations like Big Brothers, Republican, Democratic, Independent parties, Leukemia Society, American Cancer Society, and Humane Society. If they're more extroverted, which means they like to socialize with others, you can find them at Toastmasters, National Speakers Associations, speaking clubs, church leadership, political action committees, charity committees, local activist groups, and, of course, self-improvement seminars and retreats. Let's say you meet an attractive meaning seeker and you get to know them. How do you deal with them in terms of communication, messaging them, and attracting their interest? Well, first of all, when you communicate with your meaning seeker, whether it's through Facebook, Twitter, text, or other social media, make sure that you use words that stimulate their imagination and emotions and that deal with psychological topics, spiritual issues, philosophy, the arts, and finding the meaning in life. Also, make sure that you sprinkle some emojis in your communication, since they're likely to be a feeling person and they like the emotional subtext. Here are a few sample communications that can attract their interest in you. You can ask them, how are you feeling today? When you talk about feelings, they might tell you they feel sad or happy or upbeat. You can also send them the same information about yourself. The good thing is that a meaning seeker is usually in touch with their feelings, and they like to talk about emotions on a everyday level. You can also send them an inspirational message like, every day above ground is a good day. They will likely respond with a comment of their own or share their own inspirational saying or photo with you. Or you can say to them, I love this book or play or movie or concept. They're likely to be a person that has great passion, and they like people that feel strongly about things. So they'll probably respond with their own interests and passions and their favorite books, movies, music, and shows. If you've been dating for a while and have established an emotional connection, you can message them with things like thinking of you, honey, love, or other endearments. Unlike some other types that may think it's too corny or too touchy-feely to be romantic, meaning seekers love those kind of words because it helps them feel closer and more loving towards you. So Jonathan, my producer, I know in the past we talked about you being a meaning seeker. How does all this strike to you? Does this sound like something that you do or want to do when it comes to relationships?
I was laughing off the microphone because when you're like, yeah, like they tend to use emojis. So I'm like, I use emojis all the time. We'll see like the happy face with the awkward smile, or the crying one, or the one with like the beady, like watery eyes. I use those all the time.
So Jonathan, you're what we call a sensitive male, a feeling male. And that's not really traditional. It's like 1/3 of the population. And sometimes feeling males, and I'm one myself, get a little bit of a bad rap. People may not understand it. How do you deal with that, being a feeling male in a thinking society?
Honestly, I don't really care as long as I'm being authentic to myself. So whatever, like it's me. I like it.
Okay, so when you go up to your friend, hey, Bubba, give me a hug, man. I'm feeling sad. What do they say to you?
I'm not that emotional, to be honest.
Okay, so Bubba may not understand what you're trying to do there, but at the same time, you probably have a lot of, female friends, right? Because they understand you, you understand their feelings.
I usually tend to hang out with more female friends than I do male friends, and with the female friends, I'm more emotionally like open. Like I tell them like, what's stressing me out or something. While with guys, it's like, hey, let's go watch a movie and have a beer afterwards or something.
Yeah, it's very fascinating. Jonathan, we'll talk more about that. There's an interesting dynamic, the thinking versus feeling male and the thinking versus feeling female. Because 2/3 of males are classified as thinkers and 2/3 of women are classified as feelers, but we have the non-traditional types, the sensitive or feeling male and the thinking female. But either one of them can work out in a relationship as if they respect each other's style. So let's say that you're now getting connected to this meaning seeker personality. You've met the person that you like and they like you. How do you win their heart? How do you develop a deeper relationship? First of all, you need to stimulate their imagination and sense of meaning by talking about the things they enjoy. Psychology, spirituality, the arts, music, arts, philosophy, and finding the meaning in life. They're the type of person who loves non-conventional dates. Take them to a Create Your Sacred Art class, a fundraiser to help the homeless, or an energy workshop where you work on your auras together. Take a gourmet cooking class together and invite friends over to sample your culinary delights. Also join them on dates to mentally stimulating environments, such as political debates, human potential talks, or business networking meetings. For the meaning seeker, dating is more than just physical fun or a cool social experience. To them, it's an opening of the heart and mind to another person, the bearing of their soul with a promise of deep regard and mutual understanding. The meaning seeker offers a lot, their heart and soul, and expects a lot in return. Because they are highly sensitive to rejection and the trauma of being hurt in love is so painful to them, they may avoid getting involved in the first place. Therefore, it's a good idea to go slow if you sense that the meaning seeker has been emotionally hurt in the past by a failed or rejected relationship. At the same time, because they fear the loss of another love, they sometimes may stay too long in a relationship that they have no business being in because they want to avoid the soul-hurting scene of rejection. When the meaning seeker meets the right person, they can be carried away by their feelings, giving almost all of their attention to pursuing the relationship. The courtship can become the center of their world. Many times, the possibilities of the relationship, even more than the actual thing, may inspire them. They look at each new relationship as having potential for finding the perfect love that they have been yearning for and that will fulfill them completely. Here are some more tips about how to win their heart. Talk about deep, meaningful topics. The meaning seeker loves to talk about deep and abstract topics, ideas, insights, personal philosophies, feelings, causes, the search for wholeness, spiritual beliefs, goals, family relationships, and altruistic themes. Also, it's important to appeal to their authentic self, like Jonathan was saying. Appreciation is the lifeblood of a meaning seeker, especially when there was someone who really gets them, who understands their true nature and gives them the rare oxygen of acceptance for who they really are, not what society expects them to be. Also, it's important that you encourage your meaning seeker to follow their personal and creative pursuits and to put their trust in the passionate work that they can give to the world. Also, make sure that you create a harmonious environment for the meaning seeker. For them, conflict is painful. The meaning seeker, as a result, wants people in their inner circle that make them feel good about themselves and so they can get along with each other. They want to nurture a positive image of their loved one, which is you. Also, make sure you give them plenty of appreciation. The meaning seeker thrives on heartfelt appreciation. The appreciation they desire is not simply based on surface compliments, but is a symbol of how much you really understand their sensitive and intuitive nature. A good idea is to give them a handwritten note in which you show that you really understand and appreciate what they contribute to the relationship. You can say something like, "Thanks for always being there to listen to me. I love you and I appreciate all that you do for me." And finally, be sensitive to their feelings. Because they're highly attuned to the emotional reactions of others, they don't want to let you down. As a result, they may have a tendency to feel guilty and they worry about hurting your feelings. You can help minimize their guilt by reassuring them that if they say no to one of your requests, you won't reject them or be angry with them. You will still love them. Now, let's say you take it even further. Let's say you've been dating for quite a while and you know this is the right one for you and you want to get married to them or live together or have a permanent relationship. What kind of spouse or long-term love partner will they make? The meaning seeker. As a spouse, they tend to make excellent companions, lovers, and friends who truly want to create depth and meaning in your marriage. They may have high expectations of how a love relationship should be, yet they are always willing and eager to create a soulmate connection that encompasses mind, body, and soul. Deep, sensitive, and compassionate, you will find that the love with the meaning seeker grows stronger each year. You will also embark on great ventures, projects, and missions together to center around personal growth, human development, and making the world a better place. The meaning seeker sees your relationship as an opportunity to create light in the world, positive and healing energy, whether by starting or being involved in a charity or humanitarian venture, by bringing loving and compassionate children into the world, or by being a bright and smiling presence to the people in your life. In the long run, the meaning seeker is likely to be the most inspiring, motivating, and growth-seeking mate you can ever find. The true definition of forever soulmate. If you have a long-term relationship with or marry a meaning seeker, you will have a source of continuing love, support, and understanding. In the emotional area, they're without equal. They can bring a special sensitivity and empathy, and they can pick up on your moods. They can tell when you're upset after a hard day at work, and they will put on your favorite music to calm you down. They're able to express their feelings to you and help you understand how you can become a more relaxed and peaceful person. This is the type of person, the meaning seeker, who will respond to you with kindness, tenderness, and even unconditional love. We discussed earlier called agape. They will lend you a sympathetic ear when the outside world turns hostile and everything seems to be against you. And also, they're the types who will work hard to keep the romance alive. They're thoughtful about remembering important occasions such as birthdays and anniversaries, and they're likely to come up with a special treat or activity for you on these special moments. They will bring you your favorite food, write a song or poem for you, and find that perfect gift you've always wanted. Now, Jonathan, I'm kind of thinking about you. Are you the kind of guy that likes to write poems or songs or do anything special for a special someone?
I guess if I'm feeling emotional, I might write a song out of like inspiration. Cause like I do piano, I do guitar, all that stuff. So every once in a while, yeah.
Well, I think it's something you can nurture. You're a very talented guy. But I think to be able to express yourself with emotion and love, that's something a meaning seeker really likes to do. And the other thing is that they often have a spiritual dimension to them. I know you've talked about this before. You have a spiritual side to you. Tell us about that.
I guess I surround myself with people that are pretty spiritual, like, you know, like having rocks and stuff like that. But I also consider myself religious as well. So that's probably a part of it too.
What kind of a path do you follow in the religious sense?
I guess Christianity overall. So, you know, trying to be a better person, trying to be kind to other people, that kind of thing.
Okay. You're almost a saint, right? But not quite. Okay. Well, all of us want to improve ourselves to a point, but the meaning seeker has a passion for it. They want you to join them in spiritual worship, transformation, and growth. You can also share their deep concern for the world, spending time with them in charitable and humanitarian causes, such as helping the underprivileged or endangered species, as well as contributing to educational and political institutions. The meaning seeker is also an expert in the sometimes lost art of appreciation. They are generous in expressing heartfelt approval of their loved ones. And since they have a facility with language, they can communicate nuances or emotions that others may not notice. They can sprinkle conversations with terms of endearment, passionate expressions of love, verbal and nonverbal, hugs, and phrases like, I love you. In fact, their love language is love. To some personality types, their overly affectionate manner may be sappy or dorky or clingy or even annoying. But if you're their ideal type, also a meaning seeker, you will likely find their expressions lovely and reciprocated. Together with your meaning seeker mate, you will create an imaginative and creative home filled with a great variety of music, art, personal items, family photos, spiritual icons, and books everywhere. Philosophy, poetry, religion, mysticism, personal growth, novels, and children's books. Both of you may share an interest in interior decorating, gourmet cooking, gardening, playing an instrument, guitar or piano, for example, as well as self-improvement enthusiasms such as yoga, self-hypnosis, and spiritual studies. So finally, let's look at the pros and cons of being with a meaning seeker in a long-term relationship or marriage, and let's see what we can find. On the positive or pro side, we know that meaning seekers are sensitive, imaginative, loving, and deep. They enjoy exploring the philosophical, psychological, and spiritual sides of life and love. They will stimulate your imagination, encourage your vision, and help you achieve that ideal love called agape, unconditional love. On the con side, they may sometimes be a little bit of pie in the sky or unrealistic, occasionally indifferent to the practical aspects of life. At times, they can be so caught up in their grand dreams that you may need to haul them back down to earth once in a while. Hey, it's time to pay the bills. We need to pay them right now. But overall, the meaning seeker is a wonderful mate that can inspire you to achieve your own greatness while providing you with a unique outlook on life that never fails to inspire. At the same time, their romantic, loving, and meaning-seeking nature will ensure that you will feel loved like you have never been loved before. It boils down to this. If you want a deep, loving, spiritual, and romantic love relationship with no limits, then a Meaning Seeker is the perfect one for you. So, Love University students, we're going to talk about the 4 guy types or personality styles in love. As we've been talking today, the Meaning Seeker, the other 3 are called the Security Seeker, the Excitement Seeker, and the Knowledge Seeker. All of them are unique. All of them have interesting characteristics. The key is to, first of all, know who you are. For example, if you're a Meaning Seeker who loves psychology, philosophy, spirituality, and the arts, you're more likely to be happy in a compatible relationship with a like-minded person. Now, they don't have to be exactly the same. They can like fishing and you like hiking. But the key is that you both have the deep values, preferences of the Meaning Seeker, intuition and feeling. And when you find that right person, you can develop a wonderful relationship where you can create light, positivity in the world. So we'll be continuing with our series on guy types. And Love University students, if you want to write to us, you can reach us at loveuniversitylove@gmail.com. You can call us at 310-226-8090. You can visit us at loveuniversity.love. If you'd like to be on the show, if you have a show idea, or if you want to comment on today's show. You can also like us and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Love University Podcast, and follow us on Twitter at Love_U Podcast. You can download the show on Podbean, Spotify, SoundCloud, and iTunes. And you can pick up a copy of the book Guy Types on Amazon.com, and it can show you how to identify and fall in love and create a great relationship with the ideal personality type for you. So until next time, Love University students, go out there and extend loving energy without expectation. Love yourself, others, and a higher nature, and we'll see you next time. This is Dr. Alex Avila with Love University. Class is now dismissed.